Guys, today we're doing 5 basic exercises that you can do every day to help improve your mobility in your spine, help you to get it more into your core, and strengthen your back muscles. Join me on the mat. One of the exercises I do with every single client and every single class is the roll down. Simple, straightforward. You bend your knees, just slightly softening the backs of the legs, and you become aware of your rib hip connection, toes spreading out onto the floor, and you can stand nice and tall. And simple movement, just rolling each one of your vertebrae over the other one at a time. You're not trying to keep your legs straight. You go chin towards the chest, upper back comes forward, middle back, lower back, and you reach all the way down to the earth. Take a breath in at the bottom, exhale to roll up, tuck the tail underneath you. So your coccyx comes underneath you, and then you restack the vertebra of the spine. Use your core as you do this. So it's not just a redundant moving forward and back. You're activating your abdominals, pulling them in towards the spine, rolling all the way down to the floor, softening the knees. Taking a breath in at the bottom and exhale to roll up. One vertebra at a time, all the way to the top. And we go one more. Inhale, exhale, rolling down. And at the end of your movement, you can see if you can mobilize your hamstrings a little bit by just doing a gentle bend and stretch. Gentle bend and stretch. Just to move through the backs of the legs, increase that length through the hammies. And then I also like to do a version of bending one knee and the other knee just at the end of your roll down. Okay? And you can roll up all the way to the top. And that you can do several times. It's great to warm up your spine. It's great as a cool down or just a general activation and awareness, consciousness of your belly button to spine connection to practice that. Okay, that stretch, great for mobility of the spine, but it's also a way to learn how to work your core, activate your core. So hands underneath, not hands underneath, hands under shoulders, and then your knees underneath your hips. Your arms are wide, shoulder blades wide and broad on the back. We're going to press the shins into the floor, and you again start from your tailbone, your coccyx bone, you tip it towards the floor, and then you ripple through the whole back all the way up through to the nape of the neck. Keeping those abdominals drawn in, and then from there, tipping the tailbone to the back up, one vertebra at a time. So you start from the tailbone, it's a ripple effect through the vertebrae of the spine, and you end up with your chest nice and high and forward, collarbones extended. What's important here, guys, is when we do this, we're not relaxing. Okay, it's not hanging into your back. It's an active stretching and hyperextension in your spine. You've got to pull your tummy in to support that lumbar curve in your spine. You've got to lift out of your shoulder blades to make it an effective move to strengthen the core and mobilize the spine. Okay, so think of those things. Start your move from your tailbone. Tailbone goes down one vertebra at a time, all the way up through the spine. And we go from there, first moving the tailbone again, and that ripples right through the spine one at a time. Keep the connection in the tummy and all the way up to the front. And you can practice that a few times. Actually, so nice to see this as a trainer when you teach someone to do this. And in the beginning, they have no idea of how to hold their spine. And then after a few sessions of doing it, how it just gently starts moving their spine and starts activating their core better, and just better understanding of connection through that spine. Tuck the tail, round the spine, scoop belly button all the way up to the top. And it actually feels quite nice if you are able to move your spine in that way all the way up, and just be aware of all the bits. One that I also teach to all my newbies or my beginner clients, and it's based on your neutral and imprinted spine, which is one of the fundamental things that we teach you in Pilates to be able to do, feeling the difference between your neutral and your imprinted spine, and in that way enhancing your strength through your TA muscles, your deeper seated abdominal muscles, They are sitting behind all of these muscles, rectus abdominis, oblique abdominals coming across like that. That sheet that runs underneath, and that activation and connection to your spine is what helps you to strengthen your abdominals more and support your back better. So we're going to go from there, lying down, parallel legs, okay? And we're going to just practice neutral and imprint. So you can have your head down on the floor. We can reach our arms down on the side. We take a big breath in. We take a breath out. We're grounding the lumbar spine into the floor, and we're tipping the pubis towards the sky. Okay. So make sure this is not coming from your glutes. It's coming from your lower abdominals between the hip bones above the pubis. Okay. And then back to your neutral pelvic position. So we go. Closing the ribs, keeping the back ribs onto the ground. We go big exhale, imprint. And inhale back to your neutral position. And exhale, imprint. Closure in the ribs. Imprinting that lumbar spine to the floor, pubis slipping up to the sky. Inhale to your neutral pelvic position. And we go. Exhale, imprint. Notice when I'm doing my going back to my neutral pelvis, I'm not arching my back. So I'm not going like that. Okay, that's not what we're aiming for. We're aiming to just come to neutral where you have your lumbar curve there, but the back ribs are supported and your core is still holding you. Big exhale, imprint. 3. And back to neutral. I'm also not lifting my bum cheeks off the floor. The only reason why I'm getting that curl is because I'm pushing my lower back down. I'm not going up off the floor. Inhale and exhale. If you're doing this right, you should start becoming more aware of the muscles across your lower abdominal region. Okay. Inhale and exhale. And back to neutral. Okay. Now you're going to do it with your hands behind your head. Maybe a little bit more intense on the abdominals now. Okay. So neutral is much harder to do with your hands behind the head. Just make sure you're interlinking your hands behind the head, making a cradle for that head, relaxing the head completely, the elbows forward. We go. Big inhale, big exhale, imprint, tipping the coccyx up towards the sky, navel drawing to the ground, and inhale back to neutral. See if you can keep your shoulders on the same level. So not dropping and lifting it up. Exhale to imprint, inhale to neutral. And we go. Exhale to imprint, inhale to neutral. And we go. Exhale to imprint. You're doing this right, you will immediately feel how much harder it is to do it with your hands behind your head. Big exhale. And inhale, neutral. 2 more to go. And big exhale. And inhale, neutral. Last one, big exhale. And inhale, neutral. You can always add a little pulse with your chest to add some work. Big exhale 1, big exhale 2, big exhale 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9. Last one to go. Big exhale 10, and relax. There we go. That's your third exercise that you can add to your routine. Try it. Then you've seen the roll up. I've done actually last week I did a video on the roll up, the modifications on the roll up that you can try if you're struggling with roll ups. I'm going to do it again in this video because it is one of the fundamental things you want to try and work on to get your Pilates technique right. So I'm going to do the full roll up, and I'm going to just show you one of the modifications that I did for tight backs. Okay, so legs are together, arms facing in, slightly off the floor, your back ribs grounded. Imprinted lower back. We take a big inhale from there. We're going to go exhale. We're going to bring our arms forward, our chin towards the chest. And then we're going to slowly start peeling the vertebra off the floor, using the connection in the tummy to do that. All the way, connect, 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 rolling up and into your C curve. At your C curve, I want to see a squeeze through the pelvic floor, a shape of the spine. So from my head to my hips, that's my C curve. My shoulders are away from my ears. Active movement through my arms forward and my legs back. From there, we're going to think of tucking the tail underneath us, and vertebra by vertebra, we're going to roll down to the floor again. Okay, one disc at a time. Okay, feeling where the lumbar spine meets the floor on each little vertebra. Connect, connect, connect until you come down all the way up and over. I'm going to do one more like this. Inhale, exhale, arms come forward, chin towards the chest. And remember, if you can't do straight legs, you can always bend your knees and grab the backs of the legs until you're stronger to do the straight-legged version. Reach the arms out and forward. Take a breath in, shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze that seat. Levitate off the floor. You're not just hanging there. It's an active working of the pelvic floor and the tummy muscles. Take a breath in. Exhale, rolling down. Tuck, scoop, deepen. Tuck, scoop, deepen. All the way down. Closing those ribs. Arms go up and overhead. Okay, so the one version I did was one hand behind the leg. We curl the pelvis up one vertebra at a time. Same feeling. You just have the support of your hands behind your legs, so it should feel a little bit easier to come up one vertebra at a time, coming right up onto the sitting bones this time. So here it's slightly different from the C curve. You can do the C curve, and it's so nice to just feel like you're sitting on top of your sitting bones and getting that knee in and gets you that stretch through your spine. Take a breath in, big breath out, roll the pelvis tuck underneath you. Feel that you're rolling on down on both sides of your spine, not favoring one side. Because you have one leg up, you might want to favor one side of your body. Try and even it out. See if the abdominals are working, integrating both sides of the abdomen all the way down. Take a breath in, exhale, chin towards the chest, navel to spine, peeling, peeling, peeling that vertebra off the floor, round sitting bones, onto sitting bones, and then lifting up and rolling down. Skip through the pelvis. And I'm just going to do the other side twice as well to keep things even. Take a breath in, big exhale, chin towards the chest, roll, roll, roll. Connect, scoop, deepen, connect, scoop, deepen, all the way up onto the sitting bones. Get that stretch. That's so nice. Take a breath in, exhale, rolling down, tuck the tail, scoop, deepen, connect. Open up shoulders and neck. Open up shoulders and neck all the way down to the floor. Taking a breath in, exhale, chin towards the chest, and rolling up vertebra by vertebra by vertebra, all the way on top of those sitting bones, coming tall and high through your back. Big inhale, big exhale to roll down. Here we go. Good. And that is your roll up. Very important for your back strength, enhancing your back strength. Fillets of the spine, I call them, running down the sides of the spine. That's not the anatomical term, not fillets of the spine. It's your rectus pinea muscles. Okay, so in conjunction with your abdominals, your rectus pinea muscles at the back, the two of them, they co-contract to help stabilize you. Okay, so if tummy, we're working on strength in the tummy, we also have to work on strength in the back. And a nice basic one to do is the next one for your back extension. Okay. We're going to line the tummy. We're going to send the legs out long and straight at the back. Legs don't have to be together, but about a fist width or the width of your hip should be fine for now. Okay. You're going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders and you press your elbows into the earth so that your shoulder blades and your scapula lie flat onto your back. Okay. No, so no forearms lifting off, just on the floor. And again, I've done this in a previous video. I'm just redoing some of the same exercises. We're going to have the nose hovering off the floor, the navel pulling up against the spine. You're thinking of a marble underneath your nose, and you are pushing that marble away, pressing through the forearms, energy through the crown of the head, lifting through the belly. Exhale as we push that marble away, energy through the crown of the head. Exhale as we bring that marble back underneath us, forearms into the floor. And we go, inhale, keeping the connection in the tummy. Inhale, 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 shoulder blades onto the back. And exhale. And we go, inhale, inhale, inhale. And exhale. Bringing that marble back. One more for luck. Forearms into the ground. Try not to squeeze the glutes too much. Think of pelvis into the floor, belly away from the floor. Inhale as we go up. And exhale as we come down. Okay. Then you can also try and do Straight arms, wide arms. Make sure you're not lifting through your neck and shoulders. Keep those arms as wide as you need to achieve that. We can float arms and legs. You can actually, as a modification, start with arm and leg, opposite sides, right? If you're feeling stronger, you can start with arms and legs off the floor, navel to the spine, and then take right arm, left leg higher, and change it over left arm, right leg higher. Okay, feeling the stretch through the front of the hip, supporting belly and navel up against the spine. Watch my shoulders. I'm not hiking up through my shoulders, so that's quite important. Belly button drawing up against the spine, pelvis to floor. I'm trying to get the connection between my opposite hand and foot and thigh. 9, 10, nice and steady does it. Reach and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower down. Hands come underneath the shoulders and we press back to stretch the spine. Oh, that's just a stretch after your back extension to feel that you're just opening up the back. Your back's feeling tight in that stage. It's not a bad thing if your back's feeling tight because you used your back muscles, okay? The difference between a back just feeling tight because it's tired or it's stiff, or actually doing an exercise and working those muscles, and then it creates stiffness because you work muscles. Okay, so if you want to do that flexion at the end of your movement, do that. It's the child's pose or shell stretch, we call it as well. Okay, guys, and that's your first exercise. And that's more than enough for you to get your core going. Basics, fundamentals, you'll always come back to it. It will never get old. And just practicing that in a warm up, or part of your cool down, as part of your warm up when you do your strength training, will make a huge difference in your core activation as well as your back strength. Okay, good.